So welcome back to the course of Articulate Storyline 360, and in today's tutorial we'll continue with triggers because it's a very important thing, and we'll look at how we can build interactivity with user engagement. So we'll be looking at how we can use triggers with slide layers. Although we have seen this, but we're looking at it at more closer levels. So what we can do this is we can duplicate the slide. We have selected this, control copy, control V, so that we can paste this. We'll name this slide. We can just double click this, uh, triggers with slide layers. So here, as I already told you, a slide is nothing but is comprised of slide layers. So the first layer that you see on the screen is basically the base layer, on top of which you can add as many layers as you want. So I have added a correct and incorrect layers, but you can decide to have as many different layers depending on the context of the slide. So here, instead of what is capital of India, let me just do a quick max calculation. 2 into 5, and like you understand, the right response here would be 10. So let's make that for the second selection, and let us make some arbitrary numbers out here: 7, 10, 8, 9. Although there's a much easier way of adding questions, and we'll be looking into all of that, but just to show how we can use triggers and based on user responses throw upon different slide layers. So here what we can do is, for 7 we will just call it 7 object 7. For 8 we'll call it object 8, and for 9 we'll call it object 9, and for 10 we'll call it object 10. Okay, now quickly I will go ahead and delete all of this. So all of this triggers which are earlier there, I will delete this. So I will resume after I have deleted all of this. So well, I have deleted all the slide triggers. The player triggers obviously is a different thing. We'll be looking into that later on. Well, this particular slide has a correct layer and an incorrect layer. So we have the base layer here, and basically what we want to do is, if the user selects the right response, we throw them to the right layer, and if the user selects a wrong response, we throw them to the incorrect layer. So here the correct answer is 10. So I select this 10 object, and this is, you can see, it's highlighted, which means the object has been selected. I click on triggers, I click on create a new trigger. The trigger wizard shows up. I show the layer, I show the correct layer. So I have to show the layer and which is correct when the user clicks on the object 10. So when the user clicks on the object 10, basically the correct layer would get displayed, and the correct layer would be something like this. Inside the correct layer, which is nothing but the base layer, you can see there's an option of showing and hiding different objects. So I've hidden all the base layer objects, and I'm showing only this layer, in which I've added just two different buttons, which shows that this is the correct response. Well, so far so good. We have selected the layer for the right response, but we have to select the layers for the incorrect response as well. So the incorrect response being selected, that is the object being selected. Now we can go ahead and attach a trigger, and this time we select the incorrect layer because the incorrect response has been selected by the user, and click on OK. So likewise we can do this for answer 8 as well. So we show the incorrect layer when the user clicks 8, and likewise for 9 as well. So once you get a hang of this, it's always good to read out what happens in the wizard box. So it really kind of makes you help understand things more easy. So I now click on Ctrl S for saving the whole slide and the project. And now since this has been done, let me go ahead and preview the slide. So if I go ahead and select 7, this is the incorrect response. If I go ahead and click on 10, okay, so I will have to again preview the slide. So this is the correct response. Now, in case you have been wondering why when I hover it shows Bombay, is because I have just copied this from this slide, and because this button had its own states. So if you see the states, the hover state reflects Bombay, and since we have copied, So basically we have to go ahead and edit the states, because if I click on this and I will see the states, it still shows Bombay and other things. So I can go ahead and I can, like, make this 10 here, and likewise I will have to do it for the other things as well. So we have already seen on how we can edit states and everything like that. But anyways, just goes to show how you can play around with layers built on user responses. So this is a pretty important thing. Go ahead and play with this. Learn to troubleshoot your story files. You will go ahead and learn a lot of things. So that's it. We have just kind of used triggers to show different slide layers when the user responses are fetched. But like I said, this is not the only thing that you can do with layers. You can, like, when you are selecting a certain object and we are wanting to attach a trigger, it's not just showing a layer. You can change state, you can hide a layer, you can jump to a slide, you can light box. So you can do various different things which are possible. So we are just kind of, showing two, three odd things, but you can use these triggers to do a variety of things. And that's why it's said that they are basically the most important thing to build user engagement, and therefore you should pinpoint on understanding like the use of triggers in a very, very big way. Thank you so much. We'll be catching up with you in the next one.